a nightmare for them, especially like you want to get off a quick start in the URC. Europe's just around the corner as well, the Champions Cup, and you want a fresh squad. They picked up another couple of injuries there at the weekend. Peter O'Mahony went off. Was it Healy went off as well? Um, the 6 or 7 other guys who are arguably in the first team or in around the 23 that are out injured as well. So it's tough, like, but Graham Rowntree said that you go through periods like this. Every team has a couple of months where you seem to pick up knocks and the bad luck seems to keep coming. And that's all right if you're Leinster or you're the Bulls or you're, um, Toulouse, that you have a squad of such strength and depth. But Munster aren't in that position at the minute. They maybe were 15 years ago, but not at this moment in time. So that's why everybody is going, geez, this is so badly hit with injuries, where if there was another 5 or 6 guys of the same pedigree to come in and fill those gaps, we probably wouldn't be talking about it as much. So yeah, personally, I've been in that professional environment, Donny. You just get runs of bad luck. Yes, you can blame training loads, you can blame S&C programs, you can blame, maybe physio, massage, the whole recovery side of things. But to be honest, these guys are getting so well looked after. Like, they're getting everything that they need to be fully fighting fit for the weekend's games. And, when you go into a match week, it's not like the training intensity is like so high all week, and then you go into the game and try and keep it at that level. It tapers down during the week so that the boys are ready to go at the weekend. So I just feel a little bit sorry for Graham Rowntree that he's having to be put under this scrutiny again. Maybe questions arising about the amount of training time that they're doing, the intensity of that. Is he the guy with the stick that's beating that at the back, to try and get more and more out of them? He could well be, but you and I are not in the environment. We do not know, what it's like. But I'm fairly confident that, they're just going through a little bit of bad luck at the minute, which obviously doesn't help going into this weekend's game against Leinster. I think we'll turn up. I think we'll give Leinster a game. Of course they will. They're a very passionate group of players. They represent Munster very well. They want to go away from home and put in a performance that their supporters and the players themselves can be extremely proud of. So, it's going to be a great game. And obviously Munster got back in the horse with a 23-0 win against the Ospreys in dreadful conditions down in Court. And Leinster went away to Bennett and give them a bit of a beating in the first half, but struggled to get back into the game in the second half. So yeah, like, both teams should hopefully give us something to look forward to, and hopefully the game lives up to the hype that we're maybe going to push this week. I think RG Snyman is really interested in that. Straight away, Leo Cullen just starts him in the game. Just starts him, gets him in there. Graham Rowntree more or less used him as a bit of a super sub coming off the bench for the most part of last season. And when he did start games for Munster, he didn't probably play particularly well in those games that he started. So yeah, like, obviously there's a couple other guys that can step into the second row position for Leinster, but I thought with McCarthy and RG Snyman, I thought Jack Conan was fantastic, and with the 6 jersey on his back, Ryan Baird got actually yellow carded, got sort of a bit unlucky, got caught into the bottom of a rock, but that doesn't do him that well getting into this weekend for selection. But Jack Conan was absolutely fantastic. Not just his ball carrying, not just his work rate, his restarts. He took that second restart right above his head. Next thing, 2 phases, double pump, ball put straight through from Frawley into Ringrose's hands. 10 seconds later, Frawley's under the post, scoring a try. And it's those little details that he gets absolutely bang on. So obviously Doris has played really well. Josh van der Fleer seems to be somebody that we're not talking about as much, from 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe they might bring in Will Connors, or they might bring it just to freshen boys up. But I think they'll go, full bore this weekend against Munster and lay down a marker of where they are this season. And yeah, they're quality side. And I think with Frawley at 10, and especially in the first 30 minutes before he was sort of switching around against Benetton, they looked really assured, really measured in everything they were doing. The clarity in their calling, in their first phase attack, their launch plays, they look so sharp. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see too much of that for Munster because of the weather conditions. Like, they were so bad, like, they were crazy. I was just watching it going, how is this happening? But it was when the ball was, the whistle blew and the ball was kicked off, and I think it was Max Nagy or somebody, I can't remember who it was, caught the ball. Well, he didn't catch it, bounced off his chest, bounced on the grass with his plastic turf. And a Munster player caught it, the winner caught it, went in for a score inside 10 seconds. I was like, this is just sums up where this game's going to be going. So, yeah, just to round up on that, I think Leinster should win this game, should win it comfortably by 10 to 15 points. I'm sure the bookies probably have it something similar. Um, but this Munster side have beaten Leinster before away from home, so don't write them off beating that handicap, but somewhere around that. It's a couple of weeks since the last chatted, Donny, and my opinion of that hasn't changed. Like, the Bulls were in second gear and scored 47 points. The Lions were, they had sort of like little purple patches throughout the game and just completely carved through Ulster on a number of occasions. Interesting point that you make in your question about, Ireland missing some of their best players on the emerging Ireland tour. I think that sort of sums up where Ireland are, or where Ulster are at the minute. That 3 or 4 of their best players are away with emerging Ireland and not actually at home ready to get their boots laced up for the November internationals. So Cormac Izuchukwu, Harry Sheridan, maybe put Jude Postlewaite in there as well in the centre. McCluskey looks like he's going to be out injured for the next 6 weeks or so. Well, that's what we're hearing anyway. So, and he's on his way back. He's not going to be playing in this game. The next game, he's on his way back because they're a little light there, as is Sean O'Brien from Munster. So I think that just sums up where Ulster currently are. And I know Richie's just trying to build a squad, give guys opportunities to see what they're worth. And he did do that against the Bulls. A bit of a baptism, but tied with fire, isn't it? And a couple of them stood up, a couple of them sort of went in their shells a little bit, but they haven't had any exposure to that sort of level of performance. So yeah, it's going to be a tough ask to get on a plane, travel home, get yourself up. The Ospreys away from home again, and they'll be gunning for a bit of revenge. They actually played okay against Munster, the Ospreys. They defended for their lives at times, but they just lack a little bit in attack, where Ulster have a little bit in attack. So I would expect, I'm one week ahead, Ulster Con. I would expect, this Ulster side to put in a bit of more of a shift against Con. The rivalry there. Con obviously off a back of a good win away to the Scarlets. But the reason I was getting ahead of himself, Dolly, is if Ulster lose this game against Connacht, then they've got the Ospreys at home, Cardiff away. And even if they won against the Ospreys and then lost against Cardiff, they have Leinster at home, Toulouse away, Bordeaux at home, Munster at home, Connacht away. So all of a sudden you could be going, jeepers creepers here. Where are we? We've won 2 games this season. Glasgow at home in the first game, and Ospreys at home, and then all of a sudden you're in the Europe. And so the point I'm trying to make is, it's very quickly the wheels can come off, very very quickly. But on the other side of it, if they get a couple of good results, pick up a nice win against Bordeaux or something in Europe, then they might get a bit of momentum in their season. And with those players that are on the emerging Ireland tour, they will have a bit more bite. They will definitely have a bit more bite to their game. Just the physicality stage for me is where they're lacking and have been for the last 5 years. And hopefully they can turn up on Friday night or Saturday night against Connacht.